Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 of the course, the managerial accounting course here. So I got my scenery up there, and let's go into the course room here. Real quick, last week, from everybody that I've seen, good stuff. Discussion was good, so no, issues there. One thing I do want to point out, and I pointed out in all my classes, is the issue of plagiarism. Plagiarism, it's in your your school handbook. Plagiarism is copying somebody else's work, presenting as your own. So things like copy, be it in discussion forums or in homework. If you're copy pasting out text or out of an internet source, you're not supposed to be doing that. That is called plagiarism. It's considered cheating. Also, some of the excuses I've heard, and is like, well, I thought it was okay because I see other people doing it. No, that's not correct either. Or I didn't copy and paste it. I just retyped it. Same thing. I mean, if it's the same verbiage, the same exact wording, and changing one word in what you're supposed to be doing. Part of be it discussion, homework, studying, is you read something, you interpret it, and then you put it in your own words. And, it's pretty much like a book report. If you were doing a book report, and I don't know if they even do book reports in school anymore, but back in we did book reports. You'd have to read a book. You don't rewrite the book the way it was written. You interpret and then you present your explanation in your words. So I just want to be clear on that because because sometimes there's misinterpretations, and we're had some issues with it, so I just want to make sure it's clear it's not allowed. Generally, all colleges, universities either expel students or give them automatic failure. So so it is considered serious. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear on it. So, all right. So anyway, discussion good. Homeworks last week. There are two. The ones I've seen so far. Were good. Some questions, when you go into the homework, like here, you got them right here. They open up in Excel. Go to week 2 that way. I'll just be in the current week here. So you open up your homework tab, and you got your different problems here. You click on that. That should open up your Excel file. Alrighty, and then oops, wrong one. Oh, there we go. Alright, so the very first thing you do, you got this yellow bar going across. You should hit Enable Editing. That will allow you to then go into the file and save. So you go in there and you save it as however you were going to save it so that you have it. The other feature I mentioned in here is like if you happen to put the wrong number in, you'll get the little red star asterisk there. It tells you, hey, that's the wrong one. So that's a good feature in here. At least you know you're not in the right neighborhood. So the homeworks I've seen so far, everybody's doing great. So just keep you folks that understand it, keep doing what you're doing. If you're having a problem, let me know. But go ahead and just submit it anyway, wherever you can get, and then that way I can see where you're needing help at, and I can we can go back and forth. Thing is, don't wait until week 5 to say, hey, I'm having problems on week 1, because part of this is those you've had me in class before, one of the things I harp about is you got to make school part of your daily life, not a Sunday night thing. Just like coffee or things you do with your kids, you have all these things that are automatics in your life. School needs to be one of them, whether it's just 15 minutes a day or a half hour or whatever. But the thing of playing catch up, it's probably for those of you that do it, it's probably very frustrating, and I know there's reasons for it. But again, you need to figure out how to stay on top of this, because one, it's your education, it's your money, and you want to be learning this material, not just getting by. Especially like in this accounting. Yeah, you may not be an accountant or want to be, but if you're a boss one day, or you have a certain job with wherever you're at, and you need to understand what you're looking at. It takes more than one set of eyes. Even accountants make mistakes. I know in my pizza years, that's where I learned P&Ls, because we had to review our own P&Ls, we had to make our own budgets, and so that's where you learn things like that. So now going forward, now this upcoming week here, you're going to have a couple chapters. One is on cost behavior and cost volume profit analysis. A lot of words there, but it's basically analyzing cost, contribution margins, break-even points, um, cost volume profit. So there's a lot of things in here. There's like 50 or 60 slides in these. But this one has like 90. So, but it's all necessary because there's a lot of terminology and the way things are done a certain way, and so forth. So you got that one, and then the other chapter has to do with variable costing. So here too, there's different types of cost in P&Ls, and if you don't have any idea what a P&L is, it's just, that's an acronym for profit and loss statement. I've got an example here. I got two samples, I think. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty. Oops, and let me look at this other one. Okay. So this is kind of one from back when I had some pizza stores. So this is a P&L statement. Like 3 stores. You got different thing. You got your sales, and then you got right here it says variable cost. So you got different things. A variable is basically things that fluctuate. It ain't always going to be exactly $200. It could be $230 next week. It might vary based on this percentages. Like here, if you look, see percentage. For this first store, it's 31%, but for this other store, 34%. This other store is 29%. So it's a variable cost, and it fluctuates. Things like wages, food, and so forth. Insurance, depending on what state you're in, like insurance, we're in Ohio, workers' comp insurance. That was a fluctuating cost based on how much payroll was paid out. And that's another topic. That's why when they talk about taxes and things, small business owners, these are hidden things that most people don't realize, that, hey, if wages go up, the insurance goes up too. It ain't just the wage that's going up. It's also the insurance contribution that these employers have to pay. And it might not be as big a deal for a big corporation, but the little guys, that ends up being a lot of money. When you get further down here, you got fixed costs. So these are things like are generally the same all the time. Your rent, it's a fixed cost. Certain things like that are always going to be accountant fees. And like I say, we don't have a bunch of them filled in here, and that's where this other one is a little more. Here's an example. It's a blank, but it's a template. You have stores 1 through however many you might have, and it's got all the variable cost right there. Now this is for pizza stores, and then the fixed costs. So it's pretty straightforward there. And then you get into your profits and so forth. So and if you get more detailed, depending on what type of company you're at, you got another tab in here. You can break it down to weekly. You can do weeklies. You can do per order. There's all sorts of variations you can do on that. So anyway, just a little bit on that there. So okay. So homework, discussion covered that. Presentation covered that. So all right. Like I say, those of you that are in there so far, so good, so no issues. Only other thing I will do here is do my little test question for you, so I know if you watched. So you can let me know what the grand man is doing there, a little hint there, just so you can kind of know. So just let me know what he's doing, and other than that, again, get in touch if you need anything. If you're having problems on these worksheets, let me know. Go ahead and submit them, and if you got something that needs to be worked, I'll get back with you. As I told you, I've told you before, I don't fail people on homework if it's because you just don't understand it. So I'll go back and forth with you so we can get you understanding it. So all right, and with that, we'll call it quits, and you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Give me let me know if you need anything.